You're listening to Australia's national youth radio station, Triple J. For more info, go to triplej.net.au.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you this morning. Our old friends.
I've actually had people tell me in no uncertain terms to stop it. Stop with that music, will you? But that's what's great about that is the fact is we're talking just off air there about the fact I love that Lemonhead song, one of my favourite songs, that, and it's upbeat and kind of it puts you in a good. You know, it's just like, it's just, I feel like because I'm quite upbeat this morning, to be honest. You're still a little bit subdued.
I'm still waking up.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I've woken up reasonably. Normally I'm a bit, but I think what it was is because I was accused of being on drugs last week.
Yes.
I thought maybe I should,
Well, now you might be accused of being on different kinds of drugs.
That's true.
If you're a little bit too happy.
I've made a fool of myself.
The accusations will start flying again. You'll have the same problem.
Exactly, and I might do the entire show by 10:30. Finished. Oh, what are we going to do now? And I was listening. I was thinking, that's it. And I was in the back of my head. I'm thinking, sorry, am I sounding like some sort of young Christian this morning? Because I kind of...
You really are perky, though.
I really am.
Normally it's about 8 minutes to 10 and we're sitting around going... Oh, I hope something kicks in soon because I'm feeling a little bit out of it this morning.
Yeah.
And then this morning, completely the opposite.
Yeah, full on an injection of perk.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll kind of... I'll absorb some of it.
Through osmosis. Yeah. The perk isn't a drug buy, it's just before anyone starts complaining.
And we haven't stolen real monkeys, so stop dialing now.
Yeah, exactly. There's been more calls. It's not real. The show isn't real. But
do you know, after the show last Friday, when we did, because we had people stealing wooden monkeys or cardboard monkeys, which were then returned to Triple J.
Shall we explain what we did last week for those people that didn't, or should we just leave it and essentially...
No, let them wonder.
Yeah, I think that might... Talk to a friend who listens. Yeah. Essentially, the two of us are sitting in a studio joined by a life-size cardboard cutout of a nana.
Yes.
There's a lovely old woman sitting over there.
Well, she's kind of standing, pretending she's holding a walking frame that's not actually there.
She is standing, but what I've cleverly done is, I don't know if you noticed, I've positioned her in such a way is that when I look down the desk, it looks like she's sitting.
Oh. You wanted her to look comfortable.
Yeah, I wanted her to look like she's... not sort of supervising.
Because people were telling us about things that they'd stolen, and then we were suggesting that they should perhaps return these things. And we had, for example, a 1.5-metre Garfield stolen from a cinema in Sydney that was then given by the thieves to the Redfern Children's Hospital because they thought that might be a better home for it.
Yes.
Which I agree with.
It is a better home.
And we also had...
Than a criminal lair.
Dave and Steve had stolen wooden or cardboard promotional monkeys from a Triple J display in Brisbane. They'd brought the monkeys down to Melbourne. They called us in Melbourne and said, we're on our way back to Brisbane with the monkeys, and we said, well, would you consider going via Sydney and dropping them off there? And they did that.
They made it by close of business on Friday, didn't they? It was literally right at the very end of the show.
It was very close.
Yes.
And what was the point of recapping this? There's so much perk it's just... Oh, that's right. And someone heard the tail end of that exchange. Someone, namely... The police. And thought that we were dealing in real monkeys.
Real stolen monkeys. Which I think, I'm so perky, I think that's what we should do this week.
Well, please no, because after the show on Friday, there was I don't know how they got my mobile number. I don't know how they got it. But someone from a zoo that had had monkeys stolen from it was very upset on my voicemail saying,
if I had a monkey,
this is a terrible thing to do.
If I had a monkey and it went walkabout, I wouldn't just be upset, I'd be mad,
You'd be ropeable. I just want to know how she got my number.
The only thing
I haven't got any monkeys.
Yeah.
How'd you get my number?
You say that. The only thing worse than having a monkey stolen, I think... If you've not listened to the show, if you have been listening to the show, then this is
normal.
Yeah, this is. If you haven't heard it before, what's worse than having a monkey stolen? I like the idea somebody's tuned in looking for the actual ABC. And it's kind of
we get calls for the ABC.
Yeah, no, they do come through to here, and
I'd
I
like
do.
to complain.
Yes, we had a priest last week, didn't we? This is Father John O'Houlihan.
And there was that moment where your eye up and you were looking at me like, please put him to air, please let me talk to him. I was like, I'm sorry, sir, we can't.
You know
Thank you for calling.
We should just ring priests and put them to air without telling them. Don't complain if you're religious. I'm only joking. What was I saying? The only thing worse than
having a monkey
stolen, right? It's having a monkey stolen and the little Planet of the Apes costumes you've had made for the monkey. Because, that's what you'd... If I had a monkey...
Would you dress a monkey if you had one?
Of course you would. What's the point in having a monkey...
Would you dress it in the same outfit that you're wearing so you could go out like twins?
I would put it in the outfit I was wearing, so he just had like a little Velcro door. You know why I think I'm so perky today?
Why? I'd love to know.
I think it's due to my breakfast. I mean, I was eating it all last week, but I think the full benefits kicked. You know how they always say, eat a full breakfast.
Yes.
Always have it, and then that sets you up for the day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Right?
You don't normally do that.
I don't really eat the breakfast, It's not through, any sort of, I don't believe in it or anything. That's a weird thing not to believe in.
Not believing in breakfast.
Every time somebody stops believing in breakfasts...
a little cornflake dies.
It does. So come on, kids. Join hands now and make more cornflakes. That sounded wrong. That's like I was advocating child labour there, wasn't it? Come on, kids, make cornflakes. Do you know that cornflakes are actually made... The cornflake themselves is that they take the corn and then it's chipped away into the tiny flakes.
Don't they roll it?
No. Yes, they do. It's not quite as good as it. Golden Grahams. Why are they... There you go. Why are they called Golden Grahams?
What is a golden graham?
Oh, they don't have them here, do you?
No, I don't think so.
I made a fool of myself right there.
So what are you doing for breakfast? What are you sprinkling over the top of it?
Move off Golden Grahams. No one's going to know. They're going to think that you've brought cereal into the country illegally and then you're in a whole heap of trouble.
Yeah, I'll have customs on my voicemail message at the end of this show.
Right at the end of the show we're going to have religious people, we're going to have the child labour people. It's all gone horribly wrong. The mints.
You put mince on top of your cereal?
Not mince, as in,
beef mince.
Beef mince. No, mint. Mint, as in...
Peppermints.
Pepper, imperial mints. And they're like, I can't remember the...
You're putting them on top of your cereal?
No, that's it. That's my breakfast.
Oh, Ross.
You know the mints that you get when you've been out for a nice pizza?
Yeah.
And the one that people always go, don't eat them, they're covered in whey. The people always do that, don't they? You've had a lovely meal, you think, oh, what a great meal. Oh, one that love. Oh, we've had a great night. Don't touch those, they're covered in whey. In fact, if you work in a pizza place, just when somebody puts them in your mouth, I'll piss on them. But I've found the bags of, when they open the bags and tip them into the bowls. Well, I've found I'd say it's like I've sourced it out. Yeah. I've done extensive research. But I've been buying those. But it started off, my wife had them in the glove box, and I'd have a mint. Oh, it's quite nice. Keep me going on the journey and that. Then I had a cut. And now I've taken 4 mints out, placing them in the bit that's meant to be for coins on the dashboard of the car, and I spread them out over my journey, having a nice little mint. And then it wasn't until this morning that I just thought, hang on a second, I've been eating a mint breakfast. I wonder how long I could survive on nothing but mints.
We could give it. That could be this week's challenge.
If there's any doctors, right? If there's any doctors, or doctors who would know, or nutters who have tried, then give us a ring and then take a child slave and send them out to steal a monkey.
Funnily enough, I'm quite awake now. And we have something very exciting to announce with Nana.
Oh, yes.
Will I let you do the honours?
Well, basically, we were having a lot of... you see, the turnaround that's happened. When we started this show a week ago, because this is
our second and final
week. Yeah, just in case you're wondering. We thought we'll do the show. We'll only do it for a fortnight because I'm essentially a very lazy man.
Get in, get out. 2 weeks.
I mean, I do have a tour to do and all the rest of it, but part of it is me
that's just you're out.
Yeah, exactly. It's an excuse, isn't it? But we didn't have a website address. We didn't. I mean, people could phone.
Well, I couldn't set it up.
Yeah.
The Triple J web design department were very helpful. Sent me an email. I couldn't figure it out.
Nah. It's just like, it was like building shelter, like building just a flat pack wardrobe or something.
It was.
If you are going to ring up, can I just... I'll say this on your behalf. If you are going to ring up, right, don't ring up expecting us to know information. If you think, what was that song? Don't bother. Ring somebody else.
There's a song I want to vote for in the Hottest 100. It's Kings of Leon. Well, I think you'll find they had a whole album out. Could you be more specific? Nah,
just them.
Get on the net, triplej.net.au.
Yeah, if anything like that. Now, what happened was, because of our lack of official... You see, we don't even have an official website, but we do have...
a pirate website.
Oh, yeah, we do. It's a renegade... it's a renegade web... Is it site, not page? Yes, it's Ross and Terri, and that's Terri spelled Terri, just because that's caused confusion to some. It's rossandterri.com, completely separate of the trip. There's a link to the Triple J.
There's a link. You can listen to the Triple J network via this website.
If you go on there, you can leave us all sorts of like messages and...
abuse.
You
requests.
See, why did you have to say that? Now there'll be there'll be one slightly terrifying man.
Or sexual harassment. There was a fair bit of that on there.
Yeah, no, that's it. And I don't like it. Stop sexually harassing me. I'm not going to show you them. I'm sorry. I just won't, I'm a human being like anyone else.
You are taking the piss out of me.
Well, not like anyone else. I'm not taking the piss out of you. I'm not a human being like John Merrick, the Elephant Man, for he was lumpy. Now then, but go on the website because we now have. I'm very excited. You might basically. Do
we need a theme music for this announcement?
It will never end. We have had correspondence as well. I believe the term they use is flag this up.
Flag it up. Give it a bit of a tease.
Terminology there. I'm holding in my hand right now a letter that we've received on the subject of fairy lore, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We've had a letter, so it's not just the emails and the telephone calls we've received. There's a
pen to paper,
proper, the old style correspondence. I'm guessing that person's either a pensioner or is in a home of some description, but. We've got this cardboard cutout of a nana, and last week we were asking you to email us in or give us a phone call and tell us what we should do with the nana.
Which we're still after those
suggestions. We are, because she's life size.
Yes, and she's actual size.
The guy who stole her from the walking frame shop told us
from Melbourne.
That's the fella. He actually he ran her over with a car just to see what it was like to mow down a pensioner. He also, what else did he do? He had her in the back of a ute, I believe, or was that the other guy?
I think he had her in the back of the ute. There were suggestions that we should tie balloons to her, helium balloons, to let her go, see where she ends up.
He wanted to put her in the middle of a fire so that people thought there was an old lady in distress.
There's a suggestion that we might return her, just very quietly sneak her in to an old people's home and just set her up somewhere in the corner and just wait and see how long it takes people to realise that she's not real.
Yeah. And obviously people's minds went into overdrive. Yeah. What could we do if we had access to a nana?
Take her to the big day out.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody offered a big day out trip for the nana. And basically we thought, what we need is we need to release 1 million nanas into the community.
An army of nanas.
Exactly. The Ross and Terri Triple J Nana Army. And obviously, that's one of those things. A lot of people would just go, oh, that's not going to happen. Not us. We were sitting there going, how can we get 1 million nanas out there in the community. How can we get them all over us? Well, we've only done it using the miracle of modern technology.
And the lovely Matt from Perth, who's
Matt
doing our
Perth,
website.
who is
of his own accord.
He is. He's not getting paid for doing it.
No, he's not getting squat.
He's just... the man's a pure technological genius. And what we've done is we've made... It's a sort of a nana puzzle, isn't it? It's a kind of like... If you imagine... what we've done is we've...
Nana Tetris, in a way.
Yeah. We've taken the nana... We've photographed her at what has to be the most bizarre photo shoot anyone's ever seen. We're going, how are we going to photo the nana? We had her in the reception of the ABC studios here. People were coming in to do important business, newsy type people, and the two of us were...
standing over a nana who was lying down on the floor.
Squatting on a desk whilst the nana was held up. Against a wooden background.
A few eyebrows were raised at the ABC.
We've photographed the nana, so if nothing else, you can see what she looks like. But we've basically we've broken her down.
Yes.
Into small pieces.
Yes.
That sounded wrong, didn't it? Open the boot of a car. There's pieces of nana in here. I'm joking if the police are listening.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't want any more calls on my mobile.
I haven't taken a real nana and put bits of it in just before.
It's not to say that we won't.
Exactly.
But we haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Don't push us or we will. So what you can do is you can go to rossandterri.com and is it up there now or is it about to...
I'll just check.
Terry's going to check now. So what you can do is you can go there and there'll be a special download section, right, where you can press print, right, get some high quality colourised paper or just coloured ink onto paper, press it, not colourised paper, the nana would be blue and she'd look like a very old Smurf, possibly somebody that Papa Smurf was having a bit of a thing with, and Nana Smurf. And basically you can download all these different sections. She's up there now.
Make your own do-it-yourself nana.
Do-it-yourself nana, and you will get, I don't know, I think it's probably about 17 A4 sheets of paper will come out of your printer. And that's the genuine nana that we've got in the studio. And then if you sellotape her together, put her on some stiff cardboard, you too can have the nana in your own home. All right?
And what we want you to do is we want you to take a photo of yourself with your nana, and you can then send that in to the website, and you can be part of the Nana Watch gallery.
Yeah. That's that, yeah.
What is it? Nana@rossandterri.com.
Nana@rossandterri.com. Obviously, we're on air till 2. I mean, we're going to be running this all week. Remember, we finish on Friday, but there's a picture of us there with the Nana, and she's already, if you look on
We've got a photo. It's a good thing we didn't check this before we went on air. There was a wedding in Perth on the weekend. Emma and Trev got married. Congratulations, Emma and Trev. And they took time out just after the ceremony to take a photo of themselves in front of a limo with the nana. And the funny thing is her outfit does actually look like, I've just popped off to a wedding.
but that's the great thing about our nana, is the fact that our outfit blends in any circumstances. There she is. Is that her in the back?
Simon and Matt having tea with Nana in Perth in a cafe.
Brilliant.
In public.
Somebody emailed in and let us know that, and we apologise to the bereaved in this incident. But somebody did say that they were, and thanks for enjoying the show. They said they were having a good laugh at us. And, with our hijinks, our radio-based hijinks.
Yes.
And they were on their way to a funeral, and unfortunately got out the car. They were all laughing. And so maybe if you are going to a funeral, that's the good thing. I mean, obviously we want to see Nana getting up to... We want the adventures of Nana. We want to see what she gets up to. But at the same time, take her to a funeral, she'll blend in. A lot of old people at the funerals. So get on the website. It's rossandterri.com. Download your Nana and then email us in the pictures and... it's on for all Nana kind.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you. And, Ross, you're very excited about a caller on the phone.
I am, yes. I put him on and he can explain himself. He knows a friend of mine from the UK, and turns out...
Yes.
Well, anyway...
All right. Chris from Wollongong, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, explain this. I'm a bit confused.
Explain. Okay. Right, it depends on... Ross knows Ronnie Golden, I guess.
Yeah.
Who's Ronnie Golden?
Ronnie Golden's a veteran of the club, comedy clubs, and a musician, singer, guitarist. He may have better been known as the frontman of the Fabulous Poodles. I don't know if they ever got reputation here.
Well, yes, they were unearthed by Triple J.
Were they?
Yes.
The Fabulous Poodles?
In fact, you know what? While you're
talking, may be right.
I'll have a look in the Who's Who of rock and Australian rock and see if they're in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was doing. His real name's Tony, and he was playing as a one-man band around clubs late 60s, early 70s in England. He was using a stage name Daddy Stovepipe. He's now better known as Ronnie Golden, which is his post-Fabulous Poodles thing. But he was the pioneer, well, as far as I know, the pioneer in stealing cut-out famous people, because he used to have the Kodak lady on stage. I think you had those here.
Yes.
Which was the lady that stood outside the chemist shop in a swimsuit holding a big yellow box of Kodak. And I was working in a record shop by day, and I stole a Johnny Mathis.
And why wouldn't you, Chris?
Right. So they became his band. They were on stage. He was a one-man band, and he had these two characters on stage with him. So we hatched a plot to steal Colonel Sanders. And KFC, which was Kentucky Fried Chicken, it was known as then, they used to have a really good, heavy-duty, half-inch thick plywood Colonel Sanders standing inside the shop. And the shop was run by a little old fella on his own and closed at 11 and never had any... They would not have any stuff ready to go at that time of night. So you go in at 5 to 11 and I'll ask for a bucket of chicken and loads of chips or whatever it was. The guy's distracted and has to go and get all the things out the freezer and moaning and whatever. So we nicked Colonel Sanders. This was only about 300 metres from the flat where we were living. So Ronnie's got or Tony as he was, has got the head, I've got the feet, running up the road, cross the road, up the stairs, and that joined the band. They all used to live up the stairway. We had the flat above the shop, and they used to live on the stairs, except when he was doing gigs and take them out. So he was one of the first. I don't know if there's any stray Garfields or Nanas going around. I don't know if Ronnie's still using these props, but I'm sure he'd love to come across some more and augment the band from that.
So he was the original and probably most famous, seeing as he performed on stage with them.
Oh,
cardboard
yeah.
cutout.
And I have to say that I had no idea of this whatsoever.
You weren't ripping off some of his gear.
Yeah, I ripped off his idea. He's only done it 30 years ago.
Yeah, well, if you know Tony or Ronnie, whatever you call him, yeah, you can tell him there's a...
In fact, I've actually... Look at that.
You've got his card.
Would you believe it? As I saw him literally like the day before I flew over here, and he gave me his new card, and he's got a website called ronniegolden.com.
Oh, I'll have a look at that.
So
I've seen him.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him for a long time.
And I've got a feeling, you know what we'll probably do? I think I've got a feeling that we might even sort of forward him an Anna.
I reckon you should.
Yeah, and also if you,
it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I'll send him an email and see if if he still has got those things, then he can do the digital photographs and send them on to us.
He can take photos of himself with them.
Yeah, and we'll try and... Nana can have some friends. But also, last week we were talking about... you mentioned this on the phone before. We were talking about Rick Parfitt from Status Quo. And you have a Rick Parfitt story as well, don't you?
Yeah, well, where we were running this club just outside of North London, Tony used to play as a support act for some... We had good name groups come through. And... Status Quo. This was after they'd had a couple of hits in the 60s and before they became the heavy rock thing for the festivals in the mid-70s. In between, they had some pretty dull years where they couldn't really get much work. And we had them on one night. They weren't much of a draw, so they didn't even have a guaranteed minimum. They were paid purely on a percentage of the door. It was a filthy cold night, and there were a handful of people there. I think there were more people on stage than on the floor. So I always remember apologising to them at the end of the night and go, oh, look, sorry, lads, because they'd all brought wives, girlfriends, kids along. 10 quid, here's your cut. And this is early 70s, but it was still not really covered their petrol from South London. And I guess some people, you never forget the hard times. They struggled on, good luck to them. They then got back in business. So if he's running an escort agency or any other...
Allegedly,
exactly. I mean, they were good South London lads. They knew their way around the streets all right. So I wouldn't blame him at all, I mean, finger in any pie if that's what it takes to earn a living.
Yes, because last week we spoke to someone who, the lovely Robin of country Victoria, at least we think that's her name and address, who claimed to have worked for Rick Parfitt.
Rick Parfitt,
yeah.
As an escort.
But they did a gig for you in 10 quid.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone could... That's probably what that works out. That's about $24.
$24, yeah.
$24. So if anyone else can beat that...
there were plenty of stories from those days. There were people you wouldn't guess that were big stars and aren't anymore, or people who, you know... That was quite fun. But, yeah, Tony's one of the consistent people. He's still out there banging away, or Ronnie. So good luck to him. And if you do get him on the show...
Yeah.
Just tell him if he remembers Chris, who used to live in the flat in Finchley. It was a bunch of old hippies, and I haven't seen him for a long time.
Chris in Finchley. Well, I'll send him an email. It means getting him up either first thing in the morning or last thing at night.
Well, we always need an interview guest for our final hour of every show.
Oh yeah,
so.
no,
he's your man. Get him on the band quiz. See if he...
Oh yeah, if we got him on the band quiz, he would just go no, yes, no.
Yeah, we'll see if he knows
yeah.
Slap Me Magoo, because I reckon that was a good one. If there isn't a Slap Me Magoo, my wife suggested we start a group called that right away.
Thanks for your call, Chris.
Thanks for calling.
And one other thing.
Go on.
Yes.
Now, my wife also has a habit of putting bags of potting compost in the back of the car.
Oh.
We do what you do, which
epidemic.
is just take whichever car's parked out the front, and I'll drive it, she'll drive it, whatever. And yeah, I often find potting compost in there, so...
It's out.
Nice to know.
I reckon that Cosmopolitan article must have been widely read.
A Cosmopolitan article?
It's what Ross was referring to.
Oh, about how to please your man.
Yeah, you go, see?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that.
He's covered
he knows
everything.
more about the show than you.
I just went, what?
I'm just saying you know more about what's happened on this show than Terry does.
Oh, but I was driving around all week. I couldn't get through to you on the phone, and I've got the day off today, so I thought I'd try.
Smart enough. Well, have a look on the website and download a Nana, and because the Nana does have, she will absorb the odours from your car as well. That's one of the...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I didn't want one, but that might be useful.
There you go.
Thanks,
Excellent.
Chris.
Thanks for calling.
All right.
Is it all right if I fade you down?
Yeah, sure. Keep it up.
Worries. Faded him down.
Great.
He knows a lot about stuff.
And he does. And the great thing about Ronnie Golden is the fact that he's an amazing musician. And he basically said to me, he says, if you come up with some song words, anytime you have song words, I'll put the music to it and stuff. And I keep meaning to get around to doing it. And that's why I keep thinking of all these band names.
Well, you know the word that you've got to send him and tell him to put in a song.
Is it
Borange?
Yes.
Borange on the urbandictionary.com has 839 thumbs up.
We're pushing towards our grand total of it. We're trying to get to 1,000.
We will get that. It's got 25 thumbs down, though.
25 people
Some
against
people
800.
Just don't like Borange.
People don't like Borange, but the 25 down are the people who are...
Giving the thumbs down,
Who are trying to, they're trying to get their versions as number one. And they ain't going to be... There's, 800 people. Basically, Borange, it's a word that means rubbish. We invented it last week, and we're very much looking for people to write songs about Borange, with Borange. Look at urbandictionary.com, type in Borange. Our definition is at the very top. Send us a song. You can email it to us. We've already had one sent in, or stick it on a CD and send it down to the Melbourne studios of Triple J, and we've got some exciting news about what's going to happen with those songs at the end of the week. Yes, we do. We'll tell you that after 11 o'clock, and we'll also get you to read that interesting letter that we received over the weekend. And we are still looking for a guest to interview. That's true. In our final hour. Give us a call, 1800 0555 36, if you know of someone who would be an interesting interview candidate. Ross and Terry with you on Triple J. Now, we had a letter. Yeah. Over the weekend, because last week we spoke, numerous times, with Fairy Laura of Bellingen in New South Wales. Who started the week as, I'm not being rude about the lady, she started the week as the lady who, lived a fairy lifestyle. Yes, owns a fairy shop. Yeah, pretty anonymously. By the end of the week... Lays the fairy smackdown, if you will. What was that? Oh, my housemates watch wrestling. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about drugs. No. Get into some of that fairy smack, kids. It'll just make you shooting stars. It's a lot lighter. It is. Don't take drugs. Right. See what I did there? Clever. Public service. That's me.
She had a chat to us earlier in the week.
And now our shop apparently has a deluge of people. I don't know if they're buying fairy items, but
I think they're just going to see what a fairy looks like.
Yes. Kind of like a woman just with wearing some wings. But she now sort of is our official... the show's
she's our Triple J fairy.
She is. She's the official fairy. Certainly for this show. We can't speak for the other shows. They might have already taken on board mythical income description.
Yes, I hear that Jay and the Doctor will be featuring a regular Minotaur as part of their
is it
their breakfast show starting Monday.
I always say Minotaur. I feel I'm a fool.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, why not build your own Minotaur? If you're a butcher and you're bored of an afternoon. But we've had a correspondence.
Yes, because basically we were a little bit sceptical about whether, Fairy Laura was indeed a fairy, but we spoke to her at length.
Yeah, and she claimed she was.
She claimed she was.
I mean, we didn't go so far as to have a Maury Povich-style DNA
test. No, I don't. Could you do that for a fairy?
Yeah, you do. You take a blood sample, and if it sparkles in the moonlight, then she's a fairy. Yeah,
right.
That's the way it works.
I haven't seen that on CSI.
No, whenever a fairy's murdered, you'll see it because they don't have to put the UV lighting on it.
Do fairies get murdered very often?
Oh, on a regular basis for their wings.
Hard life being a fairy.
That's what they make false eyelashes out of. It's shocking the amount of fairies that are killed on a regular basis. It's these
because
important...
young girls want to do calisthenics performances and just look a bit schmick while they're doing
That's exactly right, yeah. And basically, whenever you see somebody with all glittery makeup at a nightclub or something like that, that's fairy blood. I said that once at I was at a gig, and there was a woman down the front, and she had a very low-cut top on,
right,
and she had all glitter across...
Oh, yes, body glitter.
Yeah, across the chest area. Mm. But she was sitting right at the very front, and it was... And I sort of turned around and I went, have you got enchanted boobs? Right? And the thing was, she had the glitter on. Of course, the rest of the audience didn't know that was... And she was one of those ladies that was deliberately had the as low cut as possible.
She had the girls out.
And just a bit of advice if anyone's thinking of going into stand-up comedy, just always explain what you're talking about before you start to... Just walk on stage and turn to a woman in the front row and go, have you got enchanted boobs? That audience, there was feminists in that audience looking at me like it was evil. Evil. And then I explained and everything was fine.
And everything was
We've had this correspondence.
Yes, we had a letter that was addressed to Dear Terri, Weird Surname, and Mr. Noble. This very angry letter.
Yeah.
That Laura person is not a fairy. I believe she is a gypsy bird. To wit, fairies are small, they've never been photographed, they don't sew, they don't do tarot, which is... We had a bit of a psychic reading from Fairy Laura. Fairies are totally self-absorbed and don't give a shit about anyone else's future, according to this letter. Mm-hmm. They're far too busy directing elves in the building of fences from teeth, swinging on daisy chains and skating on iced-up puddles. This has all been written in a glittery pen, by the way.
The blood of a fairy...
It goes on to say, because Laura claims she could fly. Fairy Laura claims she could fly. Angels and bigger creatures have bird-like wings. If Laura can fly, she must be a bird or an angel, or only wears the wings to take attention away from her broomstick. She's suggesting some evil things about Fairy Laura.
Or she's a cleaner.
I tried being a fairy, but the clothes were too cold and I couldn't get the flying bit right. That would have been an absolute problem, I would imagine. Lots of love from Molly the Wizard. So Fairy Laura has some competition in Molly the Wizard. There is a contact address. Apparently her wizard hat is in the back room and currently not charged as there's no room on top of the fridge. I didn't realise that was a wizard hat charge point.
I think you have to, yeah.
Now, should I be worried about this letter?
Well, I'm always slightly worried about, handwritten letters in the olden days.
4 very carefully numbered pages written in a glittery pen.
Yeah.
Is that for real, do you reckon? Or is someone pulling the piss? Because I don't know these days.
I just don't know anymore.
I've spoken to Fairy Laura. We've stalked Big Kev.
How's the Nana?
We've returned monkeys. I've had police on my voicemail.
Why
I
is
just
she
don't
in
know
Perth?
anymore.
Because she's here. How can that be? through the magical box of technology.
Should we try and contact... Molly has given us a phone number. We are after an interview guest in the last hour, and you can ring in with your suggestions, 1800 055536. I might give her a buzz and...
Yeah. I also think as well...
if she's the full deck, and if she's not, we'll put it away.
Exactly. That's the way it works. Oh, you're mental. You're on. Here we go. Bing bong. Paging nutters, please. Paging nutters. I reckon... Oh, you've gone again. Somebody says on that website... You've done it again. Somebody says on there that they were having a laugh to this show and they laughed out loud on a bus and they went, like that, and everyone saw them. So if you're on a bus now and you've got your headphones on, then I'll tell you what, if you are on a bus now, right, and there might be several people, just do a yawn, do like a big yawn and see if you can get it to go around. I love doing that. I do that at weddings.
Does that work?
Yeah, you know how like...
Why are yawns catching? Why can you catch a yawn? You don't catch a sneeze. If you see someone sneeze, it doesn't make you want to sneeze.
No.
Unless they've really infected you straight away. But why is a yawn catching?
It's bizarre. It's hard to know, isn't it?
I would love to know the answer to that question.
So if you can survive on mints, and if...
and you know why yawns are catching.
Yeah. And somebody else rang in with something else as well, didn't they? What was the other thing they wanted to know? Oh, why is it only comedians that say gag?
Instead of joke.
Instead of joke. Bit of a gag. Yeah.
Odd question.
Yeah, so they're all posted. You can email us at rossandterry.com. Don't forget to go on there and download your own Nana for fun and hijinks. And obviously that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? I was listening to the show and just yawning. But that's quite wrong.
It's probably happening.
You never know. So let us know. Why is it only comics that say gag? What can you survive on mint? Why is it that yawns are catching? And are you a fairy, a witch, a pixie, a goblin, some form... Are you a magical...
You ask those questions knowing full well that I have to field the calls.
Yeah, why not ring Terri directly? There's no switchboard operator here. You will get through to Terri. It would have been me, but I tried it, and quite frankly, I haven't got the concentration span to use a telephone. So ring Terri directly if you are into the dark arts or you enjoy witchcraft, wizardry, or general hobgoblinisms.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you. We put the call out at why do people catch yawns?
Yes.
Why does that happen? And we have Emma from Newcastle on the line. Are you there, Emma?
Hi, yeah.
G'day. Now, you know a bit about this.
Well, not me personally. I actually just read some research in the paper last year about yawning.
Right.
And it was saying that people that have a lot of empathy actually catch yawns more than other people do.
So if you're an empathetic person who can put yourself in someone else's shoes and all that kind of stuff, you're more likely...
You're more likely to be a yawn catcher.
But did it tell you in this research what it is that triggers that? Because it's quite a physical... It's very hard to force a yawn. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
it's very hard to fake a yawn.
That's right. So you know if someone's truly empathetic or not.
You give them the yawn test.
Yeah, well, I even catch yawns off my dog. So.
Ross, you're yawning right now.
Yeah, no, but it's funny you should say that because that is one of the things which I do all the time. Yes. Isn't that one of the... Do you do that thing where, like, catching them off, you catch them off the dog, but do you ever yawn in your dog's face to try and make him do it?
I must admit, I have tried that, but it doesn't work. Oh,
well, your dog's obviously a cold, callous killer dog because I've got... you see, I said that, I whacked my knee right off the leg of the desk. It's almost like I empathetically got that off.
Well, you said nasty things about my dog and he must have sent messages to injure you somehow.
Oh, God. But no, my dog, I haven't tried it on... I've got a new puppy, and...
you have to try it.
I haven't tried it on the puppy, but I've tried it on the older dog, and he does it all. He's a really sensitive dog, and you get your face right up close, and you just... like that. And he sort of... You see, he goes... Like, you can see him fighting it. He goes... And then... and then he's off like that. And it's, something that my wife and I do on a regular basis.
I'll have to try it some more and see if it works.
What you have to do is you have to hold the dog's... I feel like Dr. Harry here. You have to...
Dr. Harry meets Dr. Carl doing an experiment here, lovely.
You have to hold the dog's head, just, gently.
Yes.
Just to hold him there. And a good way to do it is, when you scratch a dog's ear and he just turns his head like that, going, ooh, and then make eye contact and then just yawn full on in the dog's face, and then that should have the results. And if not, I'll make a house call. I'm actually wearing
a surprise house call.
I'm wearing a patchwork hat as we speak. Wouldn't that be good if that became one of the features on this show? I just left the studio and
had a house call.
Did a house call with people's pets.
That could be interesting. Just don't do that awful 6 o'clock in the morning thing that Harry does to people, and they're in their pyjamas.
I think he does that on purpose.
Yeah.
I think he hopes to get a bit of hot action.
So they'll just say, I'm in bed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, Dr. Harry, you've caught me in me nightly. That's all right.
I was just about to jump in the house. The shower, Dr. Harry.
Yeah, exactly. This hat absorbs water. And next thing you know, there he is.
Thanks for your call.
I'll never look at that show the same ever again.
No, nor should you. See you later.
Thank you, bye.
See ya.
So, empathy. Empathy.
Somebody did say as well, somebody rang up before and said that obviously we shouldn't be talking about yawning because it does make people...
Martin from Canberra.
Yeah.
Working in a factory.
Yeah. So, sorry about that. If you are trying to work... we don't mean to, but...
He said talking and hearing about yawning was making him yawn.
Yeah, which is fair enough, and we will stop after this now we've found out. But what I was thinking is, if somebody talks a bit sexy, does that make people feel a bit sexy? I'll give it a try. I'm wearing lederhosen and a naughty hat. Do you think that's...
It's not doing anything
for me.
Probably
not. I don't know what a naughty hat is, to be honest.
It's a Dr. Harry hat.
Yeah.
Now, we've also had a call last week. Well, last week we established many things, and in our second and final week of the show, we'd like to pick up on those. We had a bit of a dressing down, which turned into a bit of a regular chat with 10-year-old Michaela from Old Mount Druitt. Are you there, Michaela?
Yes, I am.
How are you going?
Good.
How was the weekend? What's news in the world of Michaela?
Well, I slept over at my cousin's.
Slept over, yeah?
And now this is really exciting for me, and my mum's had a couple of drinks and she wanted my autograph because I spoke to Jules and My Jupiter, and we're great fans of My Jupiter.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
And did you say your mum had a couple of drinks and wanted your autograph?
Yeah, because I spoke to My Jupiter.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not going to go any further with that line of questioning. How are we going today, Michaela? Because you are, of course, our supervisor.
Yes.
And what do you reckon so far? Okay, we're an hour and a half in. Up to scratch, or what do you reckon?
You're doing great.
Oh,
excellent.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And have you been on our website and downloaded a Nan yet?
My mum was just on your website and she posted a comment in, and I realised that, that's the first time I've seen you on the website. And, Terri, you're really pretty, and I don't... Bro,
thank you, Michaela.
Your voice doesn't suit your head.
Out of the
You know what? I'm going to have a couple of drinks and ask for your autograph too, Michaela.
Out of the mouths of babes. You know what? That is possibly the greatest thing that is possibly the greatest thing anyone has... my voice doesn't suit my head. That's genius. You know, somebody said to me once, Michaela, they said, I don't really like comedy, but I like you. You go, fair enough. What do you think? What
does Ross sound like he should look like?
Well, I was when I speak to somebody that I don't know, I always picture them, and it happens in books too.
Yeah.
I pictured you to be sort of blonde.
Oh.
Blonde?
Yeah.
What, a kind of surfy blonde or more of a kind of a...
Just sort of like a dirty blonde.
Oh, dirty blonde.
Yeah.
Easy. All right.
Oh, well, now, you're on your last week of... Is it your last week of holidays? How long do you have holidays for,
And I've got another 2 weeks after this.
Another 2 weeks?
Blimey.
My goodness me. And what have you got planned for the rest of this week? Anything?
Well, my cousin's sleeping over on
So you're
Wednesday.
returning the sleepover favour?
Yes.
Excellent.
But it's a different cousin. I've got millions of cousins.
cool.
Yeah. And every time I get on the radio, my brother comes up and bugs me and he whispers to me. And this time he wanted me to say to you that he just got back from the Summer Nats in Canberra last night.
Oh, is this the car racing thing?
Yeah.
He went to Summer Nats?
went to the Summer Nats.
Why?
I don't know. His dad wanted to take him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I'm familiar with the Summer Nats only because I was staying in Canberra a few years ago, not knowing that Summer Nats was on, and boy, did I know when I got there. All day, all night, lots of rev heads, really enjoying the Summer Nats, and it's good, clean fun, but. Gee, they like to make a lot of noise about it.
Yeah,
they really do.
Me and my mum were a bit worried about him seeing too many, just in case he saw too many flashes.
Do they have flashes at the Summer Nats?
Yeah, all the chicks flash their shirts.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like very ladylike behaviour, does it, Michaela?
No.
You'd never do anything like that, would you?
No.
Good girl. Thanks for calling us this morning.
Oh, hold on, I need to ask Russ something off air.
Oh, you need to ask him something off air?
Yeah, it's about the astrological chart thing.
Oh yes, because your mum's an astrologer, is that right?
Yes.
And she wants to do a reading for Ross.
Yes.
Is it sort of date of birth and all that type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think you want all of Australia who's listening to know all that stuff.
No, because we get a lot of calls from wizards and fairies as it is, and just imagine if we put all Ross's astrological information out there into the world, just think what they could do with it.
I know.
They could take control of my body, and then I'd be flashing. I'm actually flashing right now.
Are you?
Yes. As well you could see.
Great.
There's an added perk to the job that I wasn't expecting this morning. All right, we'll pop you on hold, Michaela.
Okay.
Can I fade you down?
Yeah.
Lovely. Fading down, Michaela. Do you reckon it freaks her out when we play that?
No, I don't think so.
I think she's okay.
Although
with it.
normally she puts the phone down and there's a delay, so she probably doesn't hear that bit, but she's
probably
on the phone
just as well.
listening now. So
it is probably
tricky.
just as well. Now, should we hear a track?
Yes.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you, and we are going to have one final word on the topic of yawning, the theory of why yawns are catching. Lynn from Byron Bay, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, tell us what you know.
Hi. Basically, I don't know where I got this information from.
That's what I like to hear, Lynn.
It's back in my memory bank somewhere. That when you yawn, it's a primal thing. It's that it floods the brain with oxygen, and that it goes all the way back to like flight and fight. You need to wake up in a hurry, so you yawn, and you're up and away. It's like the canary in the coal mine thing.
Yeah. So if you see someone yawn, it's like a reminder that you need to wake yourself up and copy them.
Yeah, something like that.
Excellent. This is the first conversation that we've had about yawning that hasn't made me yawn. I think I'm over it. I'm doing quite well.
Yeah, well, it's like homeostasis or something like that, something to do with it.
It is true. It does. The reason you yawn is to rush your brain with oxygen. So if you're...
Yeah, so that's why you do it, and why we actually copy it. No one seems to ever know. I've asked so many people. I've asked naturopaths and doctors.
Well, you can always have a bit more oxygen in your head, I think.
Definitely.
Nice. All right, well, thanks for your call, Lynn.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
Here's one for you. Here's a little question, right? Why do you cover your mouth when you yawn? Now, I do know the answer to this. Do you want to have a little guess?
Because your mum says it's rude if you don't?
Yeah, exactly. That's the only
reason.
Is
that
why? It was a thing where people used to cover their mouths because they thought that the devil, if you opened your mouth, they thought that the devil used to jump in your throat, and you would be, the devil would be within. So people used to cover the,
to keep the devil out.
Yeah.
Did that work, do you reckon?
Oh, well, we can certainly try. If there's any Satanists who have got the...
Oh, they'll call up today.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's Monday.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But what's the day of rest for Satanists, Because, Sunday is the day of rest for the Christian types.
Yeah.
Satanists must have... I bet it's Wednesday, half-day closing.
Well, maybe they don't have a day off. You know that saying, Satan's work is never done.
Yeah.
It's just constant.
Exactly.
There's no day off.
That's true. It's almost better being a Christian, isn't it?
Almost.
Yeah. Almost, but you don't get the exciting...
We'll get that priest calling back again, then you'll be in trouble.
But you don't get the fiery eyes. I've often thought it must be a nightmare for Lucifer when he takes his photos down the chemist, come back with all the red eye and that. Oh, these are rubbish, you've taken them wrong. Oh no, that's actually my eyes.
Sorry, it's my fault.
Yeah, you know.
He'd have some very interesting photos. I'm tipping that if you happened to be your shift, you were working down at the photo processing shop. We're talking back in the day before digital cameras, but, you would have feast your eyes on that.
Oh, dear me, could you imagine?
All that eternal damnation and torment.
But I've got a feeling that a lot of the Satan's photos would just be really bad because he'd just got to take them and because he can't get a lot of grip on the hooves, and then and then click and he'd just have the corner of the... That's why we're safe. We're free to talk about the Dark Lord himself in this build because the foyer downstairs of the ABC is very shiny sort of marble affair, and that's the one way. If the devil's after you, simply go across marble, and he skids all over the place.
And that's hilarious.
Exactly. That's why churches never have carpet in them. Have you thought that through?
No.
You see, I was thinking about this the other day actually. Churches always got a big marble floor, haven't they? And they always go, oh, the evil, the devil can't come inside a church because, he'll melt and that, the power of the Lord. Nah, it's because he'd skid around.
He'd just slip over and make a fool of himself.
Yeah, he'd hurt his side on a pew, He'd be like that, limping out, and all the demons would be like mocking him, just going, "Wee!" And he'd be like, "Oh, Dawn, I've hurt me. I've hurt me devil's side."
Could he claim that on workers' comp?
Oh, definitely. There's, there's adverts on cable television. Have you been injured? Have you been injured in an accident in the house of the Lord? Or this is what you should do. And I'm not trying to give the devil any ideas.
No,
right?
Perish that thought.
Slippers. Yeah.
Put the little hoofs in a little pair of flip-flops.
Yeah, off he goes, across the floor.
Lug boots are big these days. You could even be fashion conscious and combine the slipper with the fashion thing.
Trouble is, though, you try and wear an Ugg boot in hell. They're very fluffy sort of fur around the top.
And that'd catch.
That'd get singed. That'd smart a bit on your leg.
Yeah.
Before you'd even got up into the world above, you'd just be like, that's nasty on my ankle, So, some sort of rubber sheath. That's what he needs.
Yes.
Just, some tire, like half a tire. If he was to, to cut a tire in half and turn them upside down. Oh, the only trouble with that is that he would be in the middle and the sort of...
the curvy bits.
As they curved, he'd sort of rock backwards
like a rocking
forwards.
horse.
But that'd be quite good when he's done his evil work. He could just, slowly... if he's getting on a bit.
If you are Satan and he'd like to be interviewed in our final hour, we are looking for an interview guest.
I've got a feeling he might ring in and he might have an Australian accent.
1-800-055536. Terri Psiakis joined by international man of comedy Ross Noble.
I've been corrected again.
You've been corrected again. We had a call from someone who said, hang on, I had carpet in my church.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. No one was infected by the devil's stuff in my church.
You know what? I love the idea of people just tuning in. Maybe people have been a bit busy. I must put the radio on. I forgot they started at 10 and thought it was just before 12. And then I've been infected by the devil's stuff. Sounds like you're sharing way too much.
It's very likely. I did have a call from a number of Satans during that musical interlude. It was
actually quite good fun sitting here listening to you.
Because I'm just not up for it on the phone today.
You're really not. You really. But there again, when the Dark Lord himself rings up, it's always tricky, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Well, because I'm in that kind of mood where it's like, all right, you're Satan, are you? Good. I'm so glad I said that. Yes. Where do you live? Austinville, New South Wales. Of course you do. That is where the devil lives. If the devil was to ring up, I would just give him the worst attitude. Like he'd probably,
He'd give you a job.
He'd probably give me a job. He would. Because he'd be used to people going, oh my God, did the devil... And cowering. Cops me on the other end of the line. He's thinking, I'm going to make that girl second in charge.
He might even go, can you look after the place while I'm away?
I'm just not, don't ring in and tell me you're Satan. The beauty of it is in 2 hours or 3 hours, Perth is going to ring in and tell me they're Satan. That's going to be fun.
Oh, now you've blown the fact that we're on a time delay.
Well, you know, Satan would know these things if he really was Satan, because he would have created them.
Did they go, hello, is that Triple J? It'd be funny if he rang in and just went, could you tell me, what was the name of the track that the Flaming Lips did for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie?
To get us to the news.
You'll all die!
Listening to Triple J, Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you. And, well, you probably weren't expecting to hear this at 12:10, but we've been talking about Satan. And...
Good morning, everybody.
Hello. We're talking about the devil. And Bianca from Manly, you think you might have spotted...
I found him.
You found him. Who have you found?
My mother-in-law thinks that my new nephew is the third Antichrist.
And why is that?
Well, Nostradamus said, I don't know, there was 3 Antichrists. I don't know, the first one was Napoleon, the second one was Hitler, and the third one was meant to be born with long hair and a tooth. And my nephew was born with long blonde hair, which they thought he was albino or something, and a tooth, but a back tooth, which is just really weird because that's really uncommon in babies. And my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law think he's the third Antichrist, which is something really nice to think about your new nephew.
The back tooth thing is very uncommon because I know my sister, the middle sister was born with a tooth, like a little front tooth, but it was just a little thing of cartilage and they just removed it, and apparently that's quite common in babies. But a molar...
Yes, a molar, which is pretty...
not right.
And you should see his hair. He looks like a little surfy. He's got all this white blonde hair, which is just bizarre.
When you say long...
with brown hair.
When you say long, how long?
It's not like a mullet. It's like...
Oh, okay.
It's a few inches, though. He's got a fair bit of hair for a newborn.
You didn't think somebody maybe had been visiting Henry off Neighbours?
Craig McLachlan.
Oh, I remember that. No, I don't know, maybe, but I just think it's a bit bizarre.
And does his head spin? Is there anything else to
Not any
suggest
signs of that yet, no, but he was a bit yellow with the jaundice.
Yeah, wait for that projectile vomit to kick in and you'll...
Yeah, so we're just thinking hopefully he's not...
What is his name? They haven't named him Damien, have they?
No, but they named him Luke Tiger, so...
Luke Tiger?
Yeah. I scared my mother-in-law the other day. I was looking through the Napoleon book and I went, oh, my God, they said the third Antichrist is named Tiger, and she almost dropped the dishes she was washing.
Is that right? Are you sure it wasn't? That would have been terrible if when they were christening the child, it had actually been the vicar was actually trying to warn of an imminent approach of a large jungle creature. And I named this child Luke Tiger. What? That's an odd name. No, look, there's a tiger.
Bizarre.
No, he's too small. But anyway, if anybody else knows anything, because we've tried to look up in the Nostradamus books to see, if there was any exact date. We really want to know.
You really are concerned that there may be the devil in your family.
And I've got a feeling you're just going to tell this child, you're evil personified, sent to Earth. And
pretty much.
He's
a sweetie. He's tiny and gorgeous and we love him, but we're just interested to know.
Okay. Well,
so
I hope
people can get back to us, that'd be good.
I hope that works out for the best, Bianca.
Yeah. Thank you, Dad.
Frankly, I'm a little bit worried about it. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a genuine concern among new parents. Have I given birth to the devil himself?
But do you know what strikes me about that? Like, if that was, and from everything Bianca said, it did seem to be a legitimate concern of the family. Yeah. They were quite convinced that this may be, a possibility. Didn't she sound bright and bubbly?
She really did. Yeah.
Didn't she sound very up about the whole thing?
I think we've got the devil. You're the devil child. There he is, stuff happens,
We've got it.
Yeah, there he is.
Someone had to get him.
But I think, though, you would be bubbly, though, surely, because if you did have the spawn of Satan, if you had little Luke Lucifer, as he's known in these parts...
That's disturbing.
Obviously he's not going to start smiting his family first off, is he? He's going to...
Do you reckon?
No, he's not going to... I mean... Surely he'd start with the neighbours or something. He's got to... You know what I mean?
But maybe it could be that misguided thing of he's still in the cot, still figuring out what his powers are, and someone walks past, an older brother or sister who perhaps didn't really want a little brother, and walks past, sticks a tongue out the bassinet, suddenly gone.
Ah, I see what you mean.
You wouldn't want to piss off your brother or sister if they were, in fact, the devil.
But he might be like Hellboy,
Hellboy?
Hellboy, The cartoon.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, the
you know, he's the devil, but he's fighting for good.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, I'm sure that we'll keep an eye on the papers, people, because I'm sure that we will be hearing of Luke Tiger.
But you know what's good?
Manly.
Is the fact that if he is the devil and he's come to wreak some kind of new apocalypse upon us, at least he's a fan of this show, you know? He's in the fold.
We hope.
Do you see what I'm saying? And now all we've got to do is find the new Messiah, get him on board as well.
And we'll have the complete set.
Yeah, we can't have him go to commercial radio. Could you imagine the trouble we'd have there?
What a complete set that I'm referring to. A fairy, a former escort, Big Kev, the devil incarnate, the Messiah.
That's quite a broad... And a nana.
And a nana.
And a nana. There you go. Imagine if Nana peeled off her face and it was God. looking down upon us.
We are still after suggestions for what we can do with our Nana on Friday.
And also...
We're going to do something with her on Friday.
On Friday, we're going to... the helium balloon thing, I think, is top of the list at the moment.
Yeah, that's winning at the moment.
So we might start... If we don't get any better suggestions, we're going to have to start to look around for a shop that sells helium balloons so we can release her over the...
Yes.
Over the city of Melbourne.
We'll pop the number, the Triple J number on the back of her, and provided that she doesn't end up in the ocean, we may find out what's happened to Nan.
Quite an important thing, which I was about to say, which I completely forgot to mention before, is obviously you can download the Nana on the website, click on, it'll come out in A4 sheets, sellotape it together. This afternoon, there's the big cricket match, isn't there?
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about cricket.
Yeah, no, there's the big, it's the rest of the world versus Australia or something.
Okay.
It's the big charity cricket match.
Oh, yes,
and I've got to feel it's going to be on the news, right?
Yes.
It's going to be covered.
Well, it's a massive event.
It's a huge event. It's a big charity event. It's a big sporting event. It's a big event. What's a big event? What one thing can you be guaranteed at a big event?
A streaker?
I'm thinking more... in a broader sense, a streaker though. If you're planning to streak today at the cricket, why not download The Face of Nana off the... it's rossandterri.com.
We will not be responsible for the massive fine that you will receive if you do this.
Is streaking... Is it...
Oh, yeah, they've cracked down.
Yeah, but some people are probably going to strip anyway, you know?
Yeah,
They were probably going to, have a go.
Yeah.
You know, if you are...
But you know the bad thing is they don't show it on the telly anymore. There's just, you hear the crowd, there's a Nana.
I'll tell you what, there would be if it was a Nana streaking. You go, hang on, she got the face of a Nana, but the body of a man. That ain't
She's
right.
She's a Nanator.
The most fearsome of all of the mythical beasts. So download the Nana and
from rossandterri.com.
rossandterri.com. It'll come out in different sheets, sellotape together. But if you're going with a big group of friends, take a Nana each. How good would that be?
Yeah, Nana loves a day at the cricket.
Oh, she's
bang up for the cricket,
and she's dressed for it as well. It's quite a light outfit.
Pop a hat on her, put some zinc on her nose, and take her to the cricket.
But mainly, get her on camera. Imagine that, the crowd's all there, they show them with their banner and all the rest of it. How good would that be on the news if they just went, oh look, and there's 20 Nanas all there. So I think the match starts about 2:00. You've got time to download and sell the tape. Get yourself down there.
Absolutely.
And maybe if you see a reporter outside going, this cricket match, charity cricket match, blah, blah, blah. Pop Nana in. Yeah.
Too easy. Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you today.
I was having a little look at the website there on the subject of Satan. Tutor has, which is rossandterri.com, by the way. You can go and have a look at that. Tutor has sent a message saying that I don't know whether Tutor's a man or a woman.
Tutor. Sounds musical.
Yeah, sounds like some sort of... Could be quite elven or pixie-like, It's the sort of thing like... Tutor the pixie.
It sounds like the kind of slang that my dad would use to describe an affliction. I've got a really bad case of the tutors.
All right. Oh, my tutor's playing up. That is like something on the bill, isn't it? Where they go like, oh, so you what? Oh, I hit him right in the tutor. apparently, Tutor says, and you can have a look at all these messages on the board there, but I just jumped out, said, at a christening, the priest said, do you all renounce the glamour of Satan?
The glamour?
And apparently Tutor thought, oh, when you put it like that, probably not.
I can't picture Satan in sequins.
Oh,
because when I think glamour, I think sequins.
Exactly. It's the does glamour modelling have the same term over here?
Oh, where they do the before photo where you look like something the cat's dragged in from off the street, and then they do the glamour photography, and you get the hour of professional makeup and hair.
And soft focus.
So
in the UK, glamour photography is another term for knockers out.
Tits out for the lads?
Yeah, full on.
No, glamour photography. Does that involve sequins?
Yeah, like glamour modelling.
Just glue sequins.
The glamour of that. How come that we've just went, do you renounce the glamour of Satan? And then all of a sudden, a big staircase and Satan with a top hat. I'm the most evil man in the world. 1, 2, 3, 4. Glamour photography. It means the topless, the topless knocker shots.
Well, that's good that we've cleared that up for the people of this country, so that if they should ever travel to the UK and think, I'll have a glamour photo done, because here it's something quite different. There you go. Unless you're ready to get them out.
Yeah,
unless you're prepared to get the girls out. Just don't ask for a glamour photo in the UK.
Is it not the boys? When you're referring to knockers on display,
you're going to open up a can of worms here, because I maintain I have always referred to them as the girls. Mind you, I'm referring to mine. I don't know the gender of the next person's or the next person. But I'm pretty sure, how can they be boys? They're quite feminine. How could you be getting the boys out?
Do you know, like, hello, boys?
Yeah, but that's not... you wouldn't refer to them as boys, would you?
Yeah, but I think that's the... Not that I would. On a regular basis.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
And good evening to you too, sir.
Yes. Stop shaking hands. You wouldn't... Not that on a regular basis.
I reckon, no, they're
Have
girls.
You met my wife? It's very nice to meet you. And how are the boys?
No, they're not boys. I can understand saying hello, boys, when you get them out, but I think they're quite clearly girls. You get the girls out. No,
but like a boat or a boat or a car or something that's like you would... and feminists don't kick off and storm the studio, but like something that would be like sort of a phallic or masculine type thing. Yes. A big oil tanker or something like that. I don't know why I'm not saying an oil tanker is phallic. I'm very oily.
Can you see that? Is that oh no, it's just an oil tanker. Yeah. Righto.
You'd say, oh, she's a beauty, So you're doing
that kind of reversal, the gender reversal
for all
thing.
who sail in her, it's that, like, it's feminine, and the masculine would be, have a look at them boys.
I don't know. Mine have always been girls, quite definitely.
Right.
But I don't...
And have you ever referred to them as the girls?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, if I'm wearing something low cut. G'day, everyone. I've got the girls out.
Okay.
Gone to a bit of effort.
Well, that's... I'm
got the girls out tonight.
And do you say that on a regular basis?
I don't wear things like that on a regular basis. But
get the girls out.
But it's caught on, because amongst... have a look at that. Everyone wants to ring up and talk about Norgs now. That switchboard's just lit up.
From the devil to breasts.
Where else could you go?
Exactly.
On this show.
But the devil glamour modelling. Look at my big devil boobs.
It's caught on amongst my friends. If someone walks in with a low cut top, hello, she's got the girls out.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know where it came from, but that's definitely what it means.
Right. Well,
around my way.
Send us if you want to. If you can
send us a photo of your breasts and put them up on the website.
Why not? Yeah.
Next to Nana.
There you go. If you're listening...
Nana wouldn't approve of this conversation. Cut-out cardboard Nana.
She wouldn't know, but that's what would make the photo better. Are you allowed to do it? I think, is that not illegal on the internet?
I think we've suggested a lot of things that are probably not legal on the internet.
Get your breasts out and take a photograph of yourself. Just maybe...
You can be a guy. You can have man boobs. I'm quite happy to look at man boobs.
Exactly. Just place them...
What have we done, Ross?
Just place them just over Nana's shoulders.
Oh, you mean a photo of you with the girls out with Nana? Nanas on a girls' night.
You do. Can I just point something out, right? This is the sort of thing where obviously before the mic break we didn't go, but while that record was playing, right, by the time we play another record, we want to have encouraged the people of Australia to just show themselves, send us dodgy pictures. You do realise, if this was a radio station, that's what I know I keep saying.
This is a radio station.
Oh, is it? This is actually going out. I thought that red light up there, I thought we were working in a very popular brothel. That red light comes on in there. I thought we were, Nana was our only, I thought we were Rick Parfitt's children. The allegedly. Now, no. I thought that radio stations in the UK, if you were to say anything like, we would be sacked straight away. You can't get away with that sort of thing.
Day's not over yet, Ross.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let them try. Let them try. We'll seal up the door. No one's getting in.
Well, this is the second and final week of the show.
It is, exactly, yeah. So, come Friday. What was the other thing as well? Oh, somebody's rung in about... You know how I was talking about... I don't want to open up too many subjects, but I was talking about... I wanted to talk to people with webbed feet.
Yes, last week. And we did get a call from someone with webbed feet.
Somebody straight away rang up and... but what I was going to say was, if you go on the email rather than the girls-boys breast debate... Send us an email rather than if you just want to register, that's on rossandterry.com. Somebody's rung in, somebody's emailed in. I'm more confused now, saying they haven't got webbed feet, but they do have webbed ears.
Hang on, webbed. So there's no separation between the floppy bit of the ear and their head.
Yeah, I think it's just like jaw to ear. I'm not sure that if that
would
person...
that help you swim?
It would certainly help you steer, if nothing else. Yeah, I think you need the web feet as well. So maybe if that person wants to email or ring us up, and we'll.
Well, we do need an interview subject for our final hour of the show, which is getting dangerously.
I was
down to the wire.
That person would probably hear that and prick up their ears, but of course they can't.
They can't.
The whole head would be pricked because the ears would go to prick up, and then it would drag them forward. But very interesting, and also Kerry O'Brien. Do you know who that is?
From the ABC.
Yeah, apparently you can, at 7:30 tonight, the news, you could place one of the nanas behind her on the news.
Him, Kerry O'Brien. He's a guy.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
oh,
it's an easy mistake to make. He often makes it himself.
Does he?
But,
Does he come in with his man boobs out, displaying the full glamour of Satan? You look glamorous today, I know. I've been out with Lucifer.
So is there some kind of thing in the background that you can stand in the background and...
I think there must be. I'd hope so, unless they're suggesting we break into a studio.
Look, I'm up for that.
Yeah, and...
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I'm happy to fade it down.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, just for a second. There's just one more thing. That's why we are the high-quality professional broadcasters we are. I was just going to say one other thing. Fellas rung in saying that Catwoman, there's a cardboard cutout of Catwoman outside of his shop, and he's desperate for somebody to steal it. So
Do you know where the shop is?
He hasn't specified that, but if you'd... so basically, you're either on the lookout for a Catwoman, or if he wants to email us in and or ring in and say where the shop is, there's a Catwoman there, and then we'll try and have that removed from your premises by 2 o'clock. Did you see that film? It was shocking. She had both her girls and her boys out.
We are still on the hunt for an interview subject for the last hour.
The next album's going to be called Where is the Train Station, Please, Sir?
But right now it is time for the band quiz.
Oh, yes.
And on the line to take the band quiz, he didn't ring up to take the band quiz, but by crikey, he's taken it now. It's Kent from Wangaratta. Are you there, Kent?
Yes, I sure am.
Okay, and are you ready to take the band quiz?
I'll give it a shot.
Now, bear in mind, it's big prize, big prize. You're playing for a metre of electric fence cable.
Oh, fully. I'm out of that too.
Are you?
Yep.
You need some of it?
Yep.
Excellent.
Whereabouts do you work on a farm, or do you have a farm?
No, I don't actually. I'm a welder. But you just don't know when electric fence tape comes in handy.
That's true.
Very true.
You could put it over a door
Yep.
to say stop a child.
Or over a hostage.
Yeah, hostage, I like that.
Yep,
oh,
there
good.
you go.
We've got a live one.
Excellent.
We've got 5 minutes to do this quiz. Let's go.
Okay, then, here we go. All you have to do...
I'm keeping score.
I read them out. You say, it is a band, it's a band or not a band.
Okay.
Here we go. Pablo Diablo.
Not a band.
It's not a band. Magna Geeks.
Band.
Not a band. Davy's Lumpy Lamp.
Not a band.
Not a band. Wildlife Documentary.
Band.
It is a band. Excuse Me, Keith.
Band.
Not a band. Tango Akimbo.
Not a band.
Is a band. Oh, come on, you can do it.
Come on, Kent.
Yeah. The Mighty Pumpkin Hive.
Band.
Not a band.
Oh.
Fibro House.
Band.
It is a band. Fig Tree Renaissance.
Not a band.
Is a band. Nude on a School Trip.
Not a band.
It's not a band, no. Munster Terrace.
Band.
It is a band. Apprentice Dentist.
Band.
It is a band. Harold's Jowls.
Not a band.
Not a band.
That was taken off Neighbours.
It was taken off Neighbours.
Well spotted, Ken.
Yeah, nicely done. The Bowling Monks.
Band.
Not a band. Angry Penguins.
Not a band.
Band.
Oh, can't think of that electrical tape.
Oh, no.
Kiss My Poodle's Donkey.
Not a band.
It is a band, it's a genuine band.
I want to get their CD.
Rumpus in a Chip Shop.
Band.
Not a band. Rustic Flowers.
Band.
Is a band. Yes, it is, yep. Automatic Creepers.
Band.
Is a band. Porcelain Organizer.
Not a band.
It's not a band. Devil Boobs.
Not a band.
Not a band. Right, then, let's have a look.
All right, let's tally that up.
Oh, I just whacked that pen against the thing there. Oh, it's the tension. And leave.
9 wrong, 12 right makes you a winner.
Yay! There you go. You stay on the line. We'll take your address and probably forget to send you that.
Because you didn't think you were ringing up for a quiz, did you?
No,
Ken?
I wanted to hear a song.
Well, now you've won a prize. Now you've won some electrical tape.
Yeah, who'd have thought it? Was there any song in particular?
By the Bedroom Philosophers on So Postmodern.
We can't play any songs here because we've only got the music that's in that box there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the electric tape.
All right, well, it is coming your way. Can I fade you down and just pop you on hold?
Sure.
Lovely. He's very polite.
Yeah. A lot of people are ringing up saying that they want, they do want to have songs played. We can't do that. And also, if you want information about songs, it's not going to happen.
Sometimes I'm all right with it.
You are, but mainly...
I'm a bit hit and miss, though.
You are, yeah. But when people ring up and go, who's that song by... And I can tell in your face, you just want to hear about the Glamour of Satan. That's a good band name. Why didn't I write that down?
That's a great band name.
The Glamour of Satan.
The Glamour of Satan.
I'm writing that down.
Because these band names that you're inventing, you're encouraging people to adopt them. If they've got a fledgling band, perhaps doesn't have a name yet,
help yourself to one of the ones that is not a band already. You can have that. And what we want you to do is, obviously, we've invented this word borange, which means rubbish, which you can read all about at urbandictionary.com. And basically, we want you to write songs with borange, about borange. Call a song borange, have borange in the... And then send us them at rossandterry.com. You can send us the MP3, or you can send a CD down to the Melbourne studios of ABC. And basically, we've got some exciting news about what's going to happen with those songs. Get them in. They must be here by Friday morning.
Basically, there's a lot of stuff happening on Friday.
A huge amount of stuff on Friday. And I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it after the news at 1. Exactly what's going to happen to those songs. We've got one, but we need many, many more Borange songs. This could be your big chance.
Indeed, and we are still looking for a guest to interview in the final hour of the show. If you don't just ring up with suggestions, go, you can get hold of Fiona Horn. She might be interesting to interview. No, we want someone we can contact if you have their details. Otherwise, I am going to have to ring Molly the Wizard. The number to call is 1800 055536. Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on Triple J at around about 11 minutes past 1, and we may have a guest.
Yes.
To interview
there might be.
in the last hour.
I tell you what, we may have a guest for Friday.
Oh, now this is very exciting. This is why we need, if you're going to give us an entry in the Boring Song...
Eurovision Boring Song Contest. I just said the Eurovision Bong there.
Well, there'd be a number of our listeners, I'm sure, who would be up for that competition, but we have to amend the entries really. If you're going to send us an MP3 of your track, we need it by Thursday. Because Friday,
it's our last show.
Yes, this is our second and final week.
It has to be with us by 2 o'clock on 2 o'clock on Thursday when we finish.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, at the very latest.
Because otherwise that means you've got to hang around till the end of the day, and you probably don't want to do that, do you, Ross?
I'm a very busy man. I've got to get down the mint shop and stock up on me. I've got to stock up on me breakfast for the next 2 weeks. Yes, now... You see, and it's one of those things where, you know how circumstances, you find yourself in an odd situation sometimes, and you think, hang on a second, this is a bit odd. But I think that on Friday, as a guest, right, and he said that it's one of those things where I don't want to say he's definitely going to do it, but we might have Australian Idol's Dicko.
Well, the artist formerly known as Australian Idol's Dicko, because he's not doing Australian Idol. He's going to be My Restaurant Rules as Dicko.
Yeah, he's put that aside. So, but I'm sure we could just, if you send in your boring songs, he's a man who knows about music and isn't afraid to express his opinion. And if we can get him on the show on Friday and play him the boring songs, he'll pick the best one. And then, who knows what's going to happen with it?
Well, we don't know.
No, we have no idea at all, to be honest.
We're just purely speculating.
You know what else we could do? I could nip out and buy some biscuits, right?
Yes.
I thought that you might like that. Biscuits. No. Like some muffins. Like we could get some muffins in that.
Yeah.
And then... because he's doing a restaurant show now.
And incorporate.
And each of the tracks could have a different muffin assigned to it. And then you say that might...
He might be eating a fair bit on Friday.
Yeah.
He might be stuffed to the gills with muffins.
But how exciting would that be if we could create new songs out of nothing about the subject of Borange?
Yes.
And in fact we'll have a panel of judges. It'll be the two of us, Dicko,
Nana,
and Nana.
If we haven't offed her by that point.
Yeah, no, well, what we'll do is she can pass her opinion and then we'll let her go. Somebody rang in to say that, because already people have started, I don't know if, I think that the photos are going to be, probably will arrive at the website and then, I don't know if they appear straight, they don't appear straight away, I don't think. No. I think they'll probably be on by... later on today or something. But people have already started to go to to rossandterri.com and downloading their own Nana. Yes. It comes out in sheets, you sellotape it together, you've got your own life-size Nana, essentially. A fella's rung in to say that, he's emailed in, I should say, to say that he's going to take Nana and he's going to put her, at first he said, on the back of his bike. Well, he was going to drag her behind his motorcycle. But then he said he might get in trouble, so he's going to put Nana on the back of the bike. But then pointed out that also she might not have a helmet and he could get in trouble.
For carrying a passenger without a helmet.
I mean, if you want to put different clothes on Nana, that's, You
can dress Nana up.
Yeah, definitely.
Just by the look of her, she's been in that outfit for a very long time.
I mean, the thing is, you don't just have to, you don't necessarily just have to get yourself photographed with Nana. You could do, like, for example, why not stick Nana, right, in the passenger window of your car, right? Just stick her to the window, a bit of blue tack or something there, driving along, and then you'll be able to spot other Ross and Terri listeners.
By the Nana on display in their vehicle.
Nana. And it'll cause confusion and excitement to other road users who will think, hang on, I'm getting stared out by a Nana here.
Hang on, I'm getting stared out by another Nana over there. Yeah. What's going on?
Hang on, haven't I seen that Nana before? That old lady sure gets around. It's a good job she's got a high-cut top on. I wouldn't want to see the girls, boys, puppies thing. We were talking before about on the breast issue, whether or not you call them the boys.
Deeply contentious breast issue.
Oh, it's a hot debate across the country. Do you call them the boys or do you call them the girls?
Yes.
Well, what about Kriegelsteins?
I call one Binder and the other Kriegelstein. Or just Kriegelstein, the Kriegs. See, because we would shorten things.
Oh,
here, Kriegelstein.
You're mad for shortening. You're mad for it in this
Kriegs.
Country. What? I don't...
Because we're lazy, Ross.
Is that what it is?
I can't think of anything else.
It's just, I've never known...
We're lazy and we're friendly. So it's the lazy thing of shorten it because it's easier to say, and we're friendly because you make it kind of an affectionate nickname for something.
You see, I disagree with the laziness because I think...
Really?
I think people work hard. You know what? I think in this country people work really, really hard, right, in order to spend the rest of the day going... like that. And I'll tell you why I don't think it's a lazy country, because, right, like, if you've got a long name, it gets shortened down. Like, hopefully, you know, we'll have Dicko on Friday.
Yes.
Fingers crossed it'll all happen, the magic of radio, you know. Now, you know, he's Dicko. It's shortened down.
That's not on his birth certificate?
Strangely not. But, you know...
I shall call my Miss Charles Dicko.
Yeah. But the thing is, right, is that, like, my name, right, Ross, right, quite a short name.
It's short for Roslington, isn't it?
That's fair. Rossiter. It's almost you know, you can't go you know.
You can't shorten it anymore.
No, it can't be done, because you'll either appear like you're a, you know, attacking creature of the jungle, or you're going, you know.
Maybe in the pronunciation of your name, if you wanted to shorten it, you could just leave off that second S.
That's true. But then it would be Roz, wouldn't it? Roz. But what happens in this country all the time is people call me Roscoe.
So they're extending it.
Hey, Roscoe. It's like if you've got a short name, let's lengthen it out. Do you see what I mean?
That's really weird, isn't it?
And it's
something... Do you get nobes?
No. Although, well, I do occasionally, but I punch. You know, anyone, obviously...
It's a good thing I asked it as a question instead of using it as a reference.
Hey, no, boom, you know, Nobs, Nobby, you know, just with the name like Noble. My tour manager, his nephew thought that he worked for a man called Frosty Snowball. Instead of Ross Noble, he thought I was called Frosty Snowball. And I thought, I wish I was. You know what I mean? I wish I was called Frosty Snowball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what would you still be what you are with a name like that? Or would you work as something with a name like that? Would you go, I have to be...
Frosty Snowball. I'd be an ice cream man.
I've got to get in the ice cream industry.
But the trouble is, I'd come to Australia and people would start calling me Frozzer.
Yeah.
You know?
You get... You know? Why do we do that?
It's the same way that, like, you know, if somebody's called Fred, call him Fred. What do they get called here? Fredo. You know, Roscoe, Fredo.
We're just,
you know?
We're smart asses. We can't help it.
But you see, you've got a short name, Terri.
Oh, I get a multitude.
What's the elongation of yours?
Well, there's not an elongation. There's Tezza.
Oh, I
which
see.
Is still,
of course,
Tex,
Terri. You can...
Tez. What else do I get? Teeps. TP. My initials. TP are my initials, and so I get Teeps. Right.
Okay.
What else do I get? A lot of things I can't say on air, but, you know, there's Tex is the big one, which I struggle with. The reason that came about is because someone sent, you know how people send those group emails and that goes to, like, you know, however many people. Instead of putting Tez on, it was a typo. They put Tex. No. And someone thought, that's actually quite good, and it caught on. And I feel a bit sheepish about it because Tex is a very cool name, and I'm not particularly cool. I'm a bit of a dag, so I feel a bit sheepish about the whole Tex thing.
You should hook yourself up with a fella called Michael, and then you could be like Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
You know?
It could happen.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to hook myself up with any bloke at this point, but I don't care what his name is. But,
don't be saying that over the airwaves.
I'm not being... I'll say now, I'm not being serious.
Because what will happen is you'll get a load of people...
Satan will ring up and say, right...
Do you realise that...
We are a match made in heaven.
I didn't want to say anything before because I didn't want to freak you out, but we've been talking about downloading these nanas.
Yeah.
Somebody said, could you have a tiny Terri? Some fella wants to download a little version of it.
I'm sure he bloody does.
You see, if it was me, right? If it was me ringing up a radio station for a download of somebody that I was listening to, I'd ask for a full-size one. So basically, this fella sat at home.
What's he going to do?
He's not just fantasising about you. He's fantasising about you as a dwarf. Do you sit now?
He sounds like my kind of bloke, just quietly.
Yeah. Is that what it is? So good. You know the sort of fella I'm looking for? I'm looking for a man that pictures me with a big pick. Maybe he's just a pick, just working away in a diamond mine. That's the noise that Terri makes.
A mini... you could hang me from your rearview mirror.
You see, already...
I'd quite like that.
You know... You see,
we're not doing it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No, to our lovely web person,
that would be
Matt,
funny. You know,
it's not happening, Matt.
You know what would be funny?
Scrap those plans that you're drawing up right now.
We should run a competition, right? We should run we should run a competition to find you a bloke. And, no. But the thing is, listen, right? But what we'll do is, right? We should run a competition,
and
then
look at the phone.
No, but what you see? We should find candidates, right? But no, listen. I know you're dead against this. Well, come on, let me talk you around. Right? But what we could do is, right...
I knew nothing good would come of this pairing.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, obviously, we could do the same for me, but it wouldn't work, because I'm married. See that? That's there. Look, that's my ring, tapping against the thing. So, if I was...
You don't know what that means to people in this country.
Oh, God, don't shorten that down, whatever you do. I don't know what that means. It sounded vaguely saucy, though, didn't it? Now, the point is, right, you see... is that, you know, I'm married, so it can't happen.
Yeah, let's pick on the poor, sad single girl.
No, if I was a single man, right, I'd do it 100 mile an hour, straight away, without even thinking, right? I say, what we do is, we find you some candidates. I mean, obviously, it's 1:30 now, and we probably have to roll over to tomorrow. Because what you could do is like, obviously not just any old nutter that rings up on the phone. Right. I mean, send a picture of yourself with a nana. Obviously, that's...
I'll just take my pick of blokes
you can just send a picture of yourself in, and then, right, this is the best thing, right, we'll set it up, but then myself, and we'll find, like, say...
You and Dicko can pick...
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
It's like a Terri bloke idol. That's what it'll be. And then...
The Millsy's going to get into this.
We'll get the fella to come down, and then myself and say 2 other, like, burly men, right, will make sure it's not a nutcase.
How will you do that?
I don't know. We'll sit at the table opposite like that, and then just if he starts getting a bit, if he's a bit of a nutter, we'll... It's pure radio gold.
Do you think?
I think so.
I think it might be quite... wrong.
I know you're slightly terrified by the idea, but I think it was you that suggested it in the first place.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Don't
you did.
try that on
yes,
me,
you
Noble.
Did. You'll have to replay
We have these conversations where who started this, how did this conversation start? I am absolutely sure that this was not my idea.
But what's going to be funny is, like, all the people, all the fellas in Perth, they're going to be ringing up in an hour's time.
They're going to be propositioning Costa.
Yeah, exactly. and now there's something I'd want to see. I was just joking. Please, if you're listening, please stop calling. It was a joke.
I'm not for sale.
I was only having a laugh. I just meant it as a kind of like, let's find a nice fella for Terri. But that's all I meant it in. But I was joking, and I didn't mean it. And please, it's not some kind of bizarre slave trade.
You know what?
I'm not...
I really wasn't happy with the response. I was expecting more calls.
Well, to be honest, it was one bloke, and if I can... I mean, obviously we didn't put him to air, but this is what I'm... how's it going? Can I be in here on, please? And, yeah. And I went, what qualities do you have? I'm a nice bloke. That's
all you need, really.
Nice,
a nice bloke.
That's all you need. But look, seriously, it was a joke. Please. Have the phones just lit up again, have they?
Maybe. Oh. We just heard New Buffalo with No Party. It's all right. I'm going to let you sweat it for a little while, but really, it's all right. Before that, Dios Malos with
What about him? What about him
Fire.
out there? Look, walking past the window.
Too old.
Oh, come on. He's distinguished, like George Clooney.
No, he's no. There's distinguished, and then there's George Clooney.
About 65.
He was...
He was a bespectacled older gentleman.
He'd be mature.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to worry about him coming home drunk from the pub, because clearly he wouldn't be at the pub.
But mature in a sort of, like an old cheese.
Like a wine.
Yeah. Do you think he knows that we're talking about him? What about this fella coming down the stairs? Is that your type there? What do you think? No, I don't know.
That's a bit obvious. I think he does know we're talking about him on national radio.
A bloke's just come down the stairs. I've pointed at him. Terry's turned around. He was quite a portly gentleman with a baldy head. And he come down the stairs. Terry turned around and laughed in his face. Which I think that's maybe where you're going
wrong. And I wonder why
right
I'm
there.
single.
You know, just...
look.
Look, what about him there?
No, look, he's scratching something.
Yeah, he's coy, isn't he? He's coy, he's not scratching. You see, that's the trouble. You're putting them too
fussy.
Too many filters, you know.
Really?
Some man's scratching. So he's got some sort of dermatological problems, you know.
So what if he's got something I might catch? That's all right.
You know.
Look, when in doubt on any issue, I always say, why not consult a wizard? And we just happen to have one on the phone. Molly from Merry Trees in Victoria, are you there?
I'm here.
Molly, the wizard from Merry Trees in Victoria. You sent us a letter over the weekend.
Yes.
You cracked the sads with Fairy Laura.
Fairy Laura is not a fairy, and you keep saying she's a fairy. She's not a fairy.
And a wizard would know, really.
Well, yes.
What qualifies you as a wizard? How does one know one is a wizard?
I've got the hat.
You know, I've got a football beanie, Molly.
I've got a football
beanie. You don't see
beanie,
me at half-back for Essendon.
No, it depends on your... Oh, Essendon.
Yeah.
Yes, I have an Essendon beanie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I only wear the wizard's hat when I'm being a wizard.
Okay.
And when I need the power. But at the moment, it's a bit limp.
Right. So there's no wizard Viagra you could possibly...
No, it's on the fridge. It's being charged currently, but it's a bit limp.
Is the top of the fridge a common charging point for a wizard's hat?
Yes.
So
yes.
For people at home, they should be very careful what they put on the top of the fridge.
Yes.
You might charge it up.
Well, it depends what you want to charge. It's got to be a pyramid shape.
This is getting curiouser and curiouser.
Well, a wizard's hat is a pyramid shape, so obviously it's going to absorb energy.
So basically, what you're saying is if you put anything sort of pyramid shape on top of a fridge...
You've got to be careful, yes.
It will be charged with magical energy.
Yes.
Okay.
And you need a stick.
A stick?
Yes. That's for crowd control.
Is that for beating off fairies?
No, fairies are good.
Right, okay. So what's your issue with Fairy Laura?
She's too big. She's too big. She can't fly. She does tarot. Fairies don't do tarot. That's just really stupid. Like, she's just... And the rain stick? I have issues with the rain stick.
That's not a real fairy thing?
No, I can do a wizard trick that's much better than that.
Okay.
You just go into the bathroom and turn the shower on and shut your eyes. You'll save $35. And the rain stick, in truth, is the sound of the tree crying that was chopped down to make it.
Right. What about with the water shortages on at the moment?
Well, catch it in a bucket and pop it on the garden.
Oh, God. The wizard is wise.
Wizards are environmental. We only do frogs.
Did you? I won't press you on that subject.
Well, witches do cane toads. That's why most witches live up that warm area.
Right.
And frogs do. Wizards just do the frogs.
Do the frogs? Okay.
Yeah, because we're environmentally sound.
Let's stop talking about doing frogs. We've already talked about...
Well, I heard you had a problem with the blowfly in your studio.
It's still here. Do you know this fly? I don't know how long they're supposed to live for, but this fly is still here.
It sounds like you need a frog.
That's what we need. Look, there he is there. I nearly had him there.
Now, did you... wizards are obviously wise. They have a lot of knowledge. What sort of study did you do? Did you have to...
I'm science trained. That's how I know Laura's not a fairy.
Okay. And so what sort of stuff did you do
to be a wizard?
Yeah.
Oh, basically the cape, the hat, and the knowledge that I couldn't fly.
Okay.
I tried and I couldn't do it.
So it was a process of elimination. You said, well, so I'm not a fairy.
Yeah, well, I'm not a fairy. I'm not a witch. So the wizard seemed to be the next best thing.
And what do you do as a wizard? Describe your wizard's average day.
Oh, well, you just do nothing. Just do stuff you want to do, because that's what wizards and fairies do. They're self-absorbed. They don't care about anybody else.
Right. I thought they were helpful people.
Oh, well, you let other people do that.
What do you think of the whole Harry Potter thing? Because
Harry Potter's a fake.
Molly the Wizard telling it like it is.
It's just a made-up story.
Okay.
Oh.
So the whole...
Fairies are real, and when people pretend to be fairies, then it's wrong.
Right. It's fraud.
It's fraud. It's fraudulent, exactly. Because it's just not going to happen.
Do wizards cast spells? What do you do?
Oh, you can only cast spells if you've got the staff. I only have a big stick.
You've only got a stick.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like the staff. You've got to have a staff. You know,
the magic one.
Answering the
and Harry Potter most definitely wouldn't have one. He's far too young.
I got him. I got the fly.
Did you help Ross do that?
Oh, I don't know. If he keeps eating flies, it's possible he's got a bit of frog in him.
He reckons he's got it.
I've genuinely got the fly.
You've got it.
I can't believe.
Put it up to the mic. I want to hear its last words. Oh.
Well, there goes the army.
Yeah, exactly. The army's got. It's flown off.
I can't believe that. I did have that.
Do you want to catch a blowfly, turn off all the lights and light a candle, and it'll commit suicide on the candle.
I think we've got an evil wizard on the phone, Ross.
That's...
Oh, it's evil, yes. Their wings burn off and then they just die.
Is that...
Do you have a wizard outfit, Molly the Wizard?
Yes, I've got a cape.
Right. Can you describe it for us?
It's a great big black cape so you can put lots of stuff under it.
Right.
If you put things under your hat, you get a headache.
Are you not a bit worried, though, if you put quite a lot of items under the cape and you throw it over the top of large items, are you not worried that you'll look like an old photographer?
No, well, it all depends on how you carry yourself.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
No, I don't believe in Lord of the Rings either. That's all fake too.
Because you know there was a wizard in that.
Yes, it's all pretend. If you read the Discworld, Terry Pratchett's Discworld has the male on real wizards.
Okay.
And there was a precedent for a female wizard in that.
So, do you reckon if we set up a cage match between you and Fairy Laura...
Fairy Laura's not real.
Okay.
She's
so
just a person pretending to be a fairy and ripping people off with bits of tree.
I think that could be on a televisual advertisement.
And as for astrology, I just won't even go there.
No.
You're pretty angry, aren't you, Molly the Wizard?
Do you tell the future then?
I don't need to tell the future. You can tell it yourself. You just have to look around you and have a think.
It's profound.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's too profound for me.
Well, there's magic everywhere. You just go outside and have a look at a sunset.
All right. Well, we might do that.
That's my magic.
What have you got planned for the rest of your wizardy afternoon?
Oh, I just might try the hat out and see if I can get any energy happening.
And what happens when it's charged? Does it beep when it's ready?
No, it just stands upright and then you pop it on your head and you have lots and lots of energy.
And what do you do with the energy?
Oh, I write songs. I was thinking of writing a song about Borange, but if I call it Borange, every time it's played on the radio, they'll say that's Borange and people think it's rubbish.
You're right.
So I don't know how I'll go selling it.
Yeah, why not just give it a different title and seriously, because I actually think you'd stand quite a good chance in a...
well, it would rhyme with my car's orange.
You're already halfway there.
Yes.
Do you have access to a computer?
I do.
Excellent. Well,
I think it's programmed in Latin because my children are up on the weekend and they do evil things.
You've got evil.
That's why I have a big stick.
Did you marry a fellow wizard, or did you
no,
partner
goodness
yourself
me, no.
with a fellow wizard?
No, I found the magic after that.
After
I got rid of the evil warlock.
Right.
You see, that's the male witch, the warlock.
Okay. All right.
So I got rid of that, and you'd be surprised at the magic you can find.
I get the impression you found a lot of magic in your time, Molly the Wizard.
Oh, shitloads.
Look, you see, that's the way a wizard should speak.
That is a good Aussie wizard.
If only Gandalf had... Frodo.
It's the only way to control small children.
We must travel to Mount Doom. There's a shitload of trouble.
See, when you're a fairy, if you're a fairy and you do a gig at a kinder, you have to be nice. If you're a wizard, you're allowed to do exactly what you please.
You sound like you do Bucks nights, Molly the Wizard.
No, I'm not allowed to go there.
Thank you so very much for joining us on...
okay, so we've understood that Laura's not a fairy and you'll stop saying she's Triple J's fairy.
Okay.
Because it's really shitting me.
How should we...
It really is. I get really upset. People don't want to come to my house anymore because all I do is walk around saying, that Laura's an imposter.
All right,
so people are really afraid to come to my house at the moment.
I would never willingly upset a wizard. What should we refer to Laura as from now on?
Well, she might be an angel if she's good, but I reckon with the stick thing...
Because she was quite lovely, so I don't think she's wicked. I don't think she's wicked.
She did the tarots. That's always a bit evil, I feel.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe we'll just handle her with kid gloves from now on.
Yeah, maybe she's a witch. Be careful.
All right.
Tarots. There you go. Second verse.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to us,
All right,
Molly.
thank you so much for entertaining me.
Okay,
and I hope you go
down.
outside and find some magic.
Oh, we will have a good hard look.
Certainly
Good.
Will.
Alrighty.
You're not talking about Terry finding a
And you
broken
can't
one,
kill fairies, Ross.
Okay.
That's crap.
Right.
All right, if a fairy sees you, it'll put a spell on you and put you to sleep.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Ross.
Okay.
Bye.
She gone. Go outside and find some magic.
I'm too scared to go outside.
No, exactly. You know
Might
what?
Be an angry wizard.
I've got a feeling that neither of us are ever going to leave this studio ever again.
God. Bringing us to the end of the show, of course, this show doesn't just happen. There are a number of people to thank. Ross Noble and I are dressed by dodgy geezers.
We choose to stay in a constant state of confusion.
We fly with fraudulent fairy wings.
And we'd like to give special thanks to Brine for its salty goodness.
To get us to the news, this is Macromantics out of Sydney with Conspiracy. We will be back on your dial again at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Triple J. 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 Triple J.